Welcome to Until It's Done, a show where we teach you, request you, push you, and sometimes beat the shit out of you to achieve everything in your life. And I promise you one thing, we'll not let you go until it's done. Welcome to Until It's Done. My name is Luvneet, and today we're going to talk about how to become an entrepreneur. No matter what your age is, whether you're 21, you're just getting out of college, you're 35, you're pretty stable in your career, or you're 45 wherein you've reached the peak of your career, you're 65 where you've retired. But I can just bet on this, that sometime in your lifespan you would have thought of starting your own business, you would have wanted to become an entrepreneur. What does it take to be an entrepreneur? That is what we're going to discuss today. Merely having access to a lot of cash, huge funding, or having knowledge or probably experience in a particular domain does not qualify you to become an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs are not born, they are built over the number of years. During these years, they acquire the skills, the traits that need them to become a success. Good news for you, my friend, is that these skills and traits do not need you to be a genius. Let me repeat it. These skills and traits do not is a key word, need you to be a genius. Mr. Dhirubhai Ambani wouldn't have been such a huge thing if the entrepreneurship club was open to only people who were geniuses or kids of inheritance. Today, let's go through these points that will help you identify how do you become an entrepreneur. Have the right reasons. The question that you need to ask yourself is, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? आपको entrepreneur क्यों बनना है? कुछ गलत reasons or some wrong reasons for becoming an entrepreneur is basically, मुझे मेरा job पसंद नहीं है. I want to show my parents that I can do something. I want to prove a point. This is all the wrong reasons to be an entrepreneur. It's not going to work out. You at least need to have the right reason and the right purpose to starting your business. Let me give you a few examples, okay? You have a product that you're very, very, very passionate about. चाहे दुनिया कुछ भी बोले, तुमको पता है ये product awesome है. तुमको पता है तुम जाओगे बाहर तो लोग तुमसे खरीदेंगे. That could be a right reason. Or you've identified a need gap in the market. आपके पास एक ऐसी solution है या एक ऐसा service है which can become a solution for a lot of people. लोगों की life easy कर सकता है. Superb reason to become an entrepreneur. Superb reason to start a business. If you start your business with the right reason and the right purpose, the chances of success are going to be huge. But trust me, the wrong reasons are only going to drain you out of your motivation. आप थक जाओगे, आप give up मार दोगे. To at least identify whether the reasons for starting your business is right or wrong. Identify the right business for you. Give yourself the time to explore कि आपको actually कौन सी business करनी है. Do research on all the different business lines. उसके बारे में सब कुछ चार्ट डालो. Understand which business do you actually want to get in. There are commonly 3 approaches which help you in identifying which business do you want to do. Okay, approach number 1 is do what you know. Approach number 2 is do what others do. And approach number 3 is solve a common problem. Do what you know. Look at how you've helped your friends, your family members, how you've added value to them, or how have you ever helped them solve a particular problem. Then jot down the skills and the traits that you've used for that. Find out if the skills and traits are of any value as such. Alright? And if possible, can you package these skills and traits to monetize it? यानी क्या हम इसको package कर सकते हैं ताकि हम ये skills and traits को solve, मतलब you can use it to sell to make money for yourself. एक example देता हूँ. When I say do what you know, everybody of us, हम में से सबको Mark Zuckerberg पता है, correct? Mark Zuckerberg was very good at software coding in his middle school only. यानी कि इस बंदे ने Middle school mein what he started doing was he started writing codes to make video games. Alright, he also wrote codes which helped computers communicate with each other. He made a website before Facebook which he called a Face Mash. Now Face Mash ऐसा website था that let you know कि एक उसके college में which class में who's attending a particular class and you could decide whether you wanted to join that class or no. In short, वो लड़की आ रही है, she's very pretty, I want to be with her, so I'm going to take that class. और वो लड़की आ रही है, she's very ugly, मेरा दिमाग खा चुकी है, I do not want to go to that class. That was the ideal reason for starting Face Mash. However, he got a very good insight from it. Face Mash turned into a rating system. लोगों ने क्या कर दिया? फोटोग्राफ लगी हुई है, भाई 8 में से 10 दूंगा इसको. That is what happened in Face Mash. And people started rating each other and everybody in college started taking it seriously. So he realized that people are so bothered or they know a lot about or they want to be perfect, they want their social symbol or social status to be high. That is when he got the idea that why not take everybody's social life and put it up online, let people start living an online social life. And that, my friend, was the birth of Facebook in the year 2004. Today, we know what Facebook is. It's a billion-dollar empire. It came because Mark Zuckerberg did what he knew how to do the best. That is coding. Do what others do. Select a business of your choice, identify it properly, and then copy it. Copy से मुझे याद आया. So we had I'll tell you a story, okay? हमारे मम्मी डैडी, हमारे teachers क्या बोलते हैं when you're writing an examination paper? They ask you to recheck the entire paper to ensure that everything is done properly. What happens is you lose out on a certain set of questions because you spend time rechecking your paper. We had a physics professor of ours called as Professor Pasha. I give credit to people when they deserve it, but this technique was taught to us by Professor Pasha. Professor Pasha said, do not waste time checking your own paper, get others to do that for you. And how? I'll just tell you. उन्होंने बोला आप क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 है शुरू कर दीजिए एंड खत्म कर दीजिए. You get an answer for it. You're sure it's right. However, rechecking is important, but don't do it yourself. What he told us was, call the person on your right. Hey, सुनना. He looks at you. You tell him कि भाई तूने क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 लिखा है. He says yes. And then ask him answer क्या है क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का. He will turn back and say 153. And that's the exact same answer that you've got. 153. However, don't smile. Look grim. Look in a state of shock at him. And say, bhai, wrong hai. And then don't look at him. Get back to your paper, answer the next question. What Professor Pasha said was, and it actually happens, is that he will get back to you after 5 minutes, call you, you continue writing your paper until you don't get the answer for the next question. And then when you're free, look at him. He will tell you and he'll give you a reference check stating that भाई वो आंसर करेक्ट है मैंने पूरा चेक कर लिया. सिंह किया तूने चेक? हाँ भाई मुझे भी वही मिला, thank you. And then move on to the next person for the next question and so on and so forth. He said this jokingly, but just he is not wasting time. What he told us was, do not try to learn from your mistakes, try and learn from other people's mistakes, or try and get other people to spend time on correcting your mistakes. This particular technique gives you 2 things. 1, it gives you time to write those additional questions. 2, it beats your competition at the same time because he's checking your paper, wasting his time. Alright, let me give you a more business related quote by Mr. Neil Mehta. So Mr. Neil, one second, I'm sorry, let me correct it. Is it Neil Mehta or Neil Patel? I'm sorry, Mr. Neil Patel. Alright, so Mr. Neil Patel is the owner of 2 websites, which is Crazy Egg and what's the next website? And Hello Bar. Crazy Egg and Hello Bar. Alright, I have my friend out here or my colleague who gives me those snippets. She's written the entire thing, alright. So Crazy Egg and Hello Bar is owned by Mr. Neil Patel, and what he states is, and it's very true, that an average person learns from his own mistakes, a smart person learns from other people's mistakes. Solve a common problem. Now this by far is the best method of starting your business, all right? It is the best method because the guarantee of success is huger when it comes to solving your own problem, solving a common problem. Let me give you an example. Ritesh Agarwal, the founder of Oyo Rooms. Now Ritesh Agarwal used to travel and he found out, or he realized, that one very big problem while traveling is finding affordable and available rooms to stay in. अब availability की problem क्यों थी वो नहीं पता. India is not the richest country in the world. However, let's keep that aside. Let's talk about that later. So he realized that affordable and available rooms are not very easily available. And second thing is that even if you pay higher prices, the kind of service that you get is crappy. The kind of rooms that you get are sad, and the entire experience is a little distasteful. He did a little bit of research on this. He realized that the reason for high prices were two things. One, owning the property. Two, maintaining the property. And three, trying to keep very high standards, which at the end of the day were not maintained. This is the exact same insights, and this is the exact same problems that Ritesh Agarwal solved to start his Oyo Rooms. What he's done is he's rented out more than 50,000 units all over the country. And what happens in these units is, जगह आपकी है, हम आपको रेंट देंगे, लेकिन मेंटेनेंस आपका होगा. And for paying you rent, you have to maintain it according to a checklist, an OYO checklist, which ensures that the quality or the kind of experience that you get from there is very pleasant. That is how he's made the rooms, one, available, two, affordable. That is why solving a problem or a common problem that exists for a lot of people is a very good chance in making your business a success. It is a very good route to make your business a success. Knowing your target group before spending a penny. It's very, very important for you to know your customer before actually spending even 1 rupee. By knowing your customer, I mean, उन लोग खरीदते क्या है, उन लोगों को क्या अच्छा लगता है, उन लोग मिलते कहाँ पर है, where do you find them, how best can you engage them, how can you excite them for them to go and spread word of mouth for you, ताकि आपका जो product है वो brand बन सके. And once it becomes a brand, it sells on its own. So the most important thing in among these things as well is, what is your customers buying pattern? आपके target audience का buying pattern क्या है, कब खरीदते हैं, कमाते कितना है, all those things. Alright, एक example देता हूँ. The Crumbs bakery shop, which जैसे नाम है, it's into baking. ठीक है, 2003 में launch हुई थी, 2010 तक इतना एक्सपांड हुआ था या इतने बड़े हो गए थे कि इन्होंने they were put in the top 500 growing companies in the world. 2011 में they were acquired for $66 million. 66. And they went public. When they went public, their IPO came at, कितने पे आया था प्रतीक्षा? $13. At $13. Their IPO started at $13. All right. No, I need to take help from my team. So the IPO started at $13. Now, what went wrong here? Moment they got this kind of, a lot of confidence. Top 500 growing companies, they have been acquired, $66 million aa gaye. They went into a crazy expansion mode. They started opening outlets everywhere probably in the country. What happens here is, what was the product that they based this entire expansion on? Was cupcakes. Now what is wrong, or what were the problems with the cupcake business? One, cupcakes is something that you do not eat on a daily basis. आप रोज नहीं खाते. It is probably a delicacy that you have for occasions. या जब mood आता है तो. Correct. Two, the cupcake business was the latest trend, like most other trends and fashions. For example, bell bottoms, all right, the Dhoni hairstyle, or the selfie duck, or the selfie pout face. Wait for 1 minute. Swapnil, idhar aa. So this guy does the best selfie duck or the selfie pout faces. You got to look at this. Okay, sir. Ready? Ready. Thank you, Jachal. So, so the selfie pout or the selfie duck face. All right, like most fashions you've not seen, it comes and it goes. I just digress from the point, but anyways, a selfie duck or a selfie pout, I'm going to get stuck to this. Fashions come and go, trends come and go. Very similar to that, the trend for cupcakes came and went. When it came, it made money. When it went, it increased expenses for Crumbs bakery shop. Recent study says that the Crumbs bakery shop share is priced at 15 cents. A mistake in expansion. And the repercussions were huge. That is very important for you to know what is the buying trend of your customers. उन लोग खरीदते कब है और क्यों? Before you go into a crazy frenzy of expansion. Know your personal finances. Okay, as an entrepreneur, this is going to be a fact. As an entrepreneur, your personal life and your business life are going to be interconnected. You probably will be your first and only investor probably for some time. All right, so it's very important for you to know your personal finances and to have the ability to track it over a period of time. This is going to help you a long way in garnering outside funding. फंडा सिंपल है, अगर आप खुद के पैसे और खुद के चीजों को ट्रैक बराबर से कर सकते हो, an investor will believe in you that you are going to track that money and spend it properly. एक एग्जांपल देता हूं, डॉक्टर वैल्यू मनी, डॉक्टर वैल्यू मनी, money, 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 money. Let me do this again. Dr. Velu Arokya Swami Velu Mani. He's the founder of Thyrocare. And such a big man that he is, also has confessed that they used to live a frugal life. They used to save money when they started out their career. This very saved money was used to start off their business. He says that frugal people are not actually miser people, which is right, because frugal people spend on themselves. All right, stupid people spend because somebody else is watching them, दुनिया देख रही है, neighbor की लड़की को impress करना है. That is the reason why stupid people spend money. It's right, right? So frugal people, in short, are like kings. They buy stuff when they want it, whereas everybody else are like slaves. We are slaves to our society status that we have. We are slaves to बाजू वाली आंटी क्या बोलेगी. वी आर स्लेव्स टू वो वाले मेरे जो कजिन है उनको दिखाना है. वी आर स्लेव टू ऑल दैट. दैट इज वाई knowing your finances right and keeping it in track is another step towards starting your own business. Build a support network. So you've made an internal commitment on your own towards your business. All right, now what you need to do is you need to make a social network. You need to make a network that supports your business. This network should consist of partners, allies, vendors, mentors, advisors, and so on and so forth. Anything that needs you to grow your business. I understand right now that you are the integral part of your business. You are irreplaceable in it. But I'm telling you today that you need to be the most redundant part of your business. All right, you need to get your business into auto mode. You need to make it self-sustaining. The product of your business has to be standardized whether you are in it or not. It gives you one very big thing. One thing that it gives you is it gives you time to sit and concentrate on how to pivot the business, how to grow the business. This is a time that will be invaluable towards you. You need to work on your business, not in it. You need to work for it, not in it. Let me give you an example. We've all heard of the food chain McDonald's, correct? So now McDonald's has written such good processes and they've put such good standardized mechanisms that in today's date you get the same burger and the same taste of that very same burger anywhere in the country. You would definitely agree to that. Now, let's look at the exciting part of this. McDonald's is not run by geniuses. It's run by people who are aged between 19 to 25. people who do not have much experience. This is the kind of response that you need to get for your business. This is the way you have to standardize it. Sell by creating value. I have repeated this time and again in this particular video that you need to provide a service offering into the market that creates value. It should solve a particular problem. Let me give you an example. Kailash Katkar, who is the owner of Quick Heal now, okay, didn't start off like that. He started in the year 1990 by starting a business which was a calculator repairing business. By 1993, he had graduated to repairing computers. Alright, but his brother at that point of time wrote a code which is basically an antivirus. Now, what was special about it? Antiviruses in India were very, very expensive. Two, they were not available. Alright, so in short, if your computer got infected, it expired. I'm sorry, it's sounding like a human body, but that is what used to happen. You buy a new computer rather than getting rid of the virus in it. What Kailash Katkar did was, he tried to reduce the cost of this particular antivirus that he had built. How did he do that? He didn't spend on advertising, he didn't spend on marketing it. That saved cost was passed on to the customers, because of which the cost of his antivirus reduced. Quick Heal was sold at way lesser than everybody else. How did he distribute it? He distributed it between computer repairers all over the country, who also started advocating it because of its cheap cost. What did it do over a period of time? It dominated the Indian market completely. Quick Heal is one of those few companies that not only dominates the Indian market, which is its own homeland, but also gives stiff competition to giants like Symantec and McAfee in their homeland, which is basically their countries. Very few can do that, and that's all acquired or achieved by creating value for your customers.